Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Edwin Peterson, and I work as the librarian and archivist at the Woodrow Wilson Presidential Library and Museum. And I'm here today with our student, and we're going to talk about teaching resources that you can get from the digital archives at the library. So if we start here at our main page at woodrowwilson.org, and then go to the top tab that says Learn, and come down for educators. That will bring you to a page that was put together by our education director, Emily Kilgore. And so you can see there's a lot of great stuff about teaching at home, activities, things for scouts and so forth. I did want to point out this Analyzing Political Cartoons. It's an exercise where you just have kind of a worksheet here, and several political cartoons are included, so you can get a good sense of what you can do with that stuff. But mainly today I want to talk about the digital library here. This button on the side will take you to an exhibit we have, teaching resources from the Woodrow Wilson Library. And so this material was put together just for you to use as a teaching material. It's primary sources on the history of Woodrow Wilson and his times. Many of these are geared towards the standards of learning in the state of Virginia, and so if you're working on specific SOLs for different grades in Virginia, you can come here and find some primary material to work with. So you'll see it's organized. These are actual items from our archive that you can look at to discuss some very aspects of these themes. And you'll see they are listed by date with a short little title. And this will bring you to a page that displays the scan of the actual item, and also some of the material from the record. So it has the identifier and who made it and where we got it and things like that. Also included is the text. So there's a transcript of many of these documents, and that can be very useful for using some of this material. And you can also click through and go to just the PDF of the scan if you want to print things out or anything like that.
Yeah.
So we're back here on this page, and we come down. You'll see there's also a lot of visual material. So coming and looking at trench images. Here we see some here is all the stuff that a soldier had to be equipped with, and here is French soldiers actually on the line. You can see them in the trench. There's just a lot of good material.
Why do you need certain stuff to be in the trench?
Well, just because the conditions are so harsh and it's muddy and cold and stuff, and you have to shave yourself without going back to camp and things like that. We do have some pretty deep, complicated things. So you'll see kind of a good mix of it all here in the Russian Revolution, where there are cartoons, but there's also letters talking about the kind of conditions going on when the Americans were serving against the Bolsheviks in Siberia and things like that. Here's a cartoon of the Russian piece that the Kaiser had put together with a big hole in the bottom. And I believe this is the common person of Germany, but I'd have to do an analysis myself to be certain about that. And if we are looking at like Wilson and diplomacy, you'll see it's organized where we have letters.
Yeah.
So these are letters going back and forth about the diplomacy with things like with Mexico and during World War I and so forth. But then you can also go just directly to articles about the period that we have in our collection. A lot of them are newspaper articles, and kind of get a feel for what people were saying at the time. So the main reason is to bring these things together so you can find all this stuff, but also it's to sort of reassure you here. You'll see that everything in this exhibit is covered by a Creative Commons license. So that means that you can go ahead and use it for all of your teaching and even do some manipulation. but all you have to do is attribute it to the Woodrow Wilson Library, and you're good to go. So I hope that you'll find that helpful, and if you have any questions, you can always contact me at mpeterson@woodrowwilson.org.